It doesn't matter what your dreams and hopes and ambitions are. It doesn't matter if you have a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend or you've got plans for the future. You can forget those plans because you're going to wind up dead.
Welcome back to Decayed Tapes. I am Max Booth. I am joined with my co-host,
Miguel Myers.
And today we will talking about how to get revenge. It's a vengeful episode. If you are someone who likes to get revenge, this is the episode for you. Perhaps you want to get revenge and you don't know how. And you also want to go to jail. This is the episode to listen to. I gotta admit, right up top, I'm a little spooked right now, Miguel. I am recording this podcast on my side at the bookshop I own. It's 10 o'clock at night. I drove uphill 10 till 10. Parking lot is empty. It's night out. Not a soul in sight. I am a little spooked. I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's because your bookstore is in like an industrial area. And just during the day, it's kind of scary. So at night, I can imagine. Then you got that spooky ass. Is the light in front of your store still blinking on and off?
No, they fixed it. But the lights from the mega church with like 12 loading bays, the lights over the bill is still flickering. I had a thought driving up to the shop, like, what if this was like a night at the museum thing, and like all the books come to life at night?
That's cool.
What would that mean? I don't know.
It's be ice buckets strewn across the floor.
Yeah, some pretty perverted stuff would be happening in the shop. I have a lot of sex books.
So let's real quick. So this is called How to Get Revenge.
Yeah, but it has the ellipses, right? So it's how to get revenge.
Revenge. Okay.
You don't say ... You just pause.
That's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for me.
Do you always say ...
No, but it's more fun. I think it's more fun. You know what I don't do though? I don't do the pause like you just did. It's very professional. How to get revenge.
Well, you need the anticipation.
That doesn't make any sense though. Why do you need the ellipses there? It's better to just say how to get revenge.
Well, I wonder if it was meant to be like, if the initial idea of this was going to be like a series of educational films that are also comedies. So you would get like how to get revenge, how to get a job, could have been, maybe they had like a series in mind, how to get someone pregnant, perhaps. I don't know. That's
probably the worst subject to start a series on is the revenge part.
What would you suggest?
How to get a date, how to get a friend, how to change a tire. I know that could have helped you.
Yeah, it could have, but we're not talking about that, Miguel.
Yeah.
Before we get into the episode, for all of you listening, we wanted to briefly mention that we did launch the podcast in October, and to celebrate, we did an episode every week, sometimes twice a week, because I know the Halloween episode is going to go live like 2 days after the Gilly Cohen interview. But that was just to celebrate like the October spirit. But going forward with this episode, we will be doing every 2 weeks only.
Right. Every 2 weeks only, with a caveat, with an ellipsis to that.
With ...
We have a goal for the Patreon of 300 backers, 300 patrons. What does that sound like to you?
How did you get the 300?
300 sounds like that's a good number.
We were talking about this, ladies and gentlemen, before the podcast started. You suggested 100, and I said,
okay, 100.
I said that's insane. How about 10? And you were like, I only do this for the money.
Verbatim, I said that.
And then we
well,
settled on 50, and now the podcast begins, and you jump to 300.
listen, I'm playing the heel in this one. Okay, you're the one who wants to give it away at listen, we have 2 subscribers right now. Max is like, at 3 we're going weekly, and I'm like, no, I have another podcast. I can't do another weekly podcast.
You say you'll play in the bad guy. At the time of this recording, we have 2 iTunes reviews, and one of them is just kissing your ass. They love you. I get no mention.
Listen,
I'm called one of the producers.
Listen, I have a lot of friends and family, and they're all very nice and sweet to me. I have no idea who wrote that. Honestly, it was not me. It was not me in a top hat and a fake mustache.
Yeah,
it was not. Okay, so but honestly, at 50 subscribers, we can we're gonna be going weekly with the episode. So we would love to do it. Right now we have 10. No, sorry. Right now we have 2.
2.
Right.
Yeah. Weekly SOVs. Imagine that every week watching one of these movies.
Yeah.
What a life that would be.
If I could somehow turn this into a living, just podcasting with my friends or podcasting like horror movies, that'd be dope as fuck, right? That's the dream.
How to get a living doing podcasting with friends.
Let's shoot that on video.
That Patreon, by the way, it's patreon.com/Decayed Tapes. Also, the previous episode we mentioned we have an email for mailbag episodes. We have changed that email since then. We now have a new email that Miguel set up just today, and he's feeling grumpy about it. Miguel, what's the email that people can use if they want to write into the podcast?
It's decayedpod@gmail.com. Once again, decayedpod@gmail.com. I wanted Decayed Tapes podcast. That was too long for Max. It was
way too
many
long.
letters.
It's way too long. Look how long it took you to say it.
Well, Decayed Pod, like, that sounds like some sort of sex thing. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, it is decayedpod@gmail.com.
And yeah, we want to read some emails. I mean, with this episode specifically, have you ever gotten revenge? Has someone ever gotten revenge on you? Write in, let us know. We might read it in a future episode.
Did you own this tape? Do you still own this tape? Did you take some of its advice? Most of which is highly illegal. I want to know that. Talk to me. Don't look me in my eyes.
But
for
okay.
Okay.
Don't address the audience. So how you brought this movie to my attention. You found it on, what was it, TikTok? You sent me a clip. How did you find this?
I follow an account called Found Footage Fest, and they had the part of the short movie, instructional video, whatever the fuck this is. They had a segment of it, and it was the one, the weird guy's name, P.I. Kyle Peppenfuss, or whatever the hell.
I am convinced this man's name is Platypus.
Okay, we'll call him Kyle Platypus, where he's talking about fucking up their lawn or putting the into the mail slot.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. So that part of it, that's what I saw on TikTok, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta send this to Max. This is amazing. And then you found out that it was, I don't know if it was shot on a video, and we're not
100% this was shot on video.
Shot on video. Okay.
Yeah.
So you found out, I'm like, let's fucking do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So that's how I found it. And I'm so freaking happy that we did do it, because like it's very weird. It's one of the probably the most like singular tape I've ever seen. There's nothing like it. It's really fucking weird.
I will say we both watched it on YouTube, right? It's not like streaming any place. And I think it kind of like was rediscovered a few years ago on what I think is a YouTube show. It might be a podcast called Red Level Media. Do you know anything about this show?
I think it's a network, and like Worst of the Worst is something they do. I looked up the video on it where they were watching. So what they do is they do like a wheel of terrible VHS tapes that they get sent into them. I believe this is what it is. This is my first interaction with them or whatever, but and then they just spin the wheel and see what they're going to watch, and they land in this one, and they record themselves kind of reacting to it.
Oh, okay.
And then they talk about it later on. So yeah, and I think they got a pretty big following. I think they over 1 million followers and all that. So
If people want to send us just strange VHS tapes, we welcome it. Look up, just Google Ghoulish Books Selma, and you will see an address for the bookshop I run. Send it to the bookshop. I will hopefully have found my mail key by then. We've lost it.
yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, well, let's talk about why you sent it to me specifically. Why do you see a video of someone getting revenge, and you think, oh yes, Max will love this video?
Yeah. So for those who've probably heard my podcast before when Max was on, Max has beefs. Max has beefs with tons of people, and so we were in a chat with two other friends, Andrew and Zach, and somebody would wrong you. There'd be the slightest way, and you'd be like, essentially, they're going on a list, but it was always like this ethereal list. It never was an actual list. And so I created a list. I started the list, Booth's Beefs.
When did you begin this?
It was probably, it's got to be a couple months now. It's probably like 3 or 4 months old. And in that time, we've gotten 53 entries into Booth Beefs. And some of them, for example, this last one, it just says Andrew Hilbert and crew. Mm-hmm. So that crew could be however many people, I don't remember. But so the last entries were Zelul, which is the app, the glasses app.
Yeah, although you should probably take them off because
not until you get your glasses.
It chills out. I'm the one who typed the prescription wrong. So
okay. Well, I mean, this is your list. If you want to scratch them off, we could certainly do that.
Yeah.
The last one, like Best Buy.
We can't get into that one though.
And then some of these are kind of personal, whatever. We got like Peacock, the streamer.
Yeah, well, they passed on a show I was helping develop. So yeah. To the list you go.
Science fiction, just the whole genre.
I think maybe that came from just having negative experiences at Armadillo Con and blaming it on the genre of science fiction.
Yeah. I like this one, the 7th entry. Guy who interviewed you and didn't like your responses.
Yeah, that guy was a prick.
That's what we talked about that one.
Yeah.
We got a pizza joint that we won't name.
Catalanos in Cibolo, Texas. I'll name them. This place gave us a pizza with spoiled cheese. My wife goes, hey, this cheese is fucking spoiled. And they immediately accuse her of lying. So yeah.
Okay.
I sound like a maniac. You know this, right? By bringing up this list at all. A list of beefs.
I love it. We got
has a list of beefs.
City of Dallas.
The city of Dallas sucks.
Interstate 35.
Who doesn't have a beef with that road?
Yeah, I think that's the only ones we could say right now that aren't specific people.
Some of them I've signed NDAs with.
Yes, exactly. So obviously when I saw this this video on how to get revenge, I was like, okay, Max is the first person who needs to see this. And actually that found footage fest that posted that TikTok, they always post really great shit. So if you don't follow them on YouTube. They do a weekly video roundup of these weird ass videos that people find and send in and all that sort of shit. So they're definitely like a YouTuber to look out for, because they are. I always enjoy everything that they post.
Is it a legit fest they do? Like, do they have like a convention?
I think they might have. I don't know if they do it anymore, but they do mixtapes of all this weird commercials and
Mhm.
infomercials and just movies and shit that they find. And I know that that was big for them, but I'm not sure if they do an actual festival.
Okay. Well, I'll look them up because I know you sent me the clip. I don't think I followed them. I need to, because it sounds like they have a lot of cool videos for us to schedule. Now, at the end of you're pointing at
Sorry, I
me.
was gonna say they do tours where they take these mixtapes, they call them volumes. They take them around to cities, and they show them, and they kind of do like a Master Pancake thing, or that sort of thing when they play them.
A
So
what?
right now, Master Pancake. Are you familiar with Master Pancake? They're in Austin. They're like what's the other one where with the robots, and they talk over the movie and they make jokes.
Mystery
Mystery,
Science Theater 1000. I
yeah,
fucked that up. Mystery.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Master Pancake is like the local Austin version of that. And I don't know if they specifically Found Footage Fest does that, but I do know they go around city to city, and they're actively touring right now. Unfortunately, they're not coming to Texas, which I do not blame them at all.
I gotta say, I'm not a fan of that type of setup of like just sitting in front of a movie and cracking jokes as it plays.
Same.
I'm kind of a prude when it comes to that. Just sit and watch in silence. Don't fucking talk. I don't know. I think Mystery Science Theater 3000 has ruined society, maybe.
The movie going society. Everybody thinks they're fucking funny.
It's not though.
Yeah.
People think they watch that, and yeah, some of those clips will pretty funny, but people they watch those and they think, oh, I can do that. I'm obtuse. But the thing is, like that specific program and like the other professionals, I assume they write these jokes ahead of time. Like this shit is planned, you know?
Yeah. And even when they do write them ahead of time, they're still not that funny.
Not always. There's
No.
like one or two I've seen that I honestly loved. Like The Final Sacrifice is a pretty good one.
Haven't seen. It's a lot of boomer humor, honestly. Like it's
Yeah.
not. I don't know. That's just not for me.
Yeah, that's fine. It's mostly not for me either.
Yeah. All right, we are done with Booth's beefs.
I mean, so
Closing it
the
out.
thing about these beefs, like I guess I do have a lot of grudges. I can't let things go. But I was trying to think about this with my wife before I drove down to the spooky bookshop. I'm not somebody who gets revenge. I don't think I've ever gotten revenge on somebody. What about you?
You know, I was thinking about that also, and I'm not. First of all, I don't hold grudges very often. That I can think of. Like if you were to like, I asked you for a top five, I think at one point, and you're like, "Oh, I have too many to, I have too many to count." Whereas me, like, I couldn't, I don't know. I don't have very many, so because of that, I don't really get revenge. I don't really have a lot of opportunities for revenge.
I I
So
just
yeah, I don't think so.
I just thought of something actually as you were talking. This was when I was a teen. I think I was about 16. We were living in this house and we had this really like fucking nosy neighbor who lived across the street who was always getting on us about like mowing or the trash cans or like not in the correct space, like stuff like it's none of your business. Why do you keep getting on us about this? And I thought it would be funny. I remind you, I'm 16, to create a sign that said "free blowjobs," and I stuck it in front of our house, but pointing at the other neighbor's house. And I thought, oh, that's great. And the only reason I bring this up is what happened next. My mom found out, and she was really pissed. She was like, "We have to take that down now." I was like, "I'm not taking it down." So my niece, who it must have been must have been 10, maybe 9. She was like, I'll go get it, Grandma. And she must have been younger than that, actually, because I don't think she understood what it meant. She ran out and grabbed the sign, and she was just a really happy-go-lucky kid. And she's just dancing around the yard, holding the sign up, just holding the sign that says free blowjobs. And my mom almost died just from the shame.
Did your neighbor see it at all?
I don't think so.
She was too busy inside giving all those free blowjobs away.
Him, but yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Interesting, Miguel.
Yeah, interesting. Real interesting.
So I don't even know that counts as revenge.
Well, I was gonna say, did you write for this video, this instructional video? Because that's on par with the kind of shit that they tell you to do in this video.
I was not alive, Miguel.
Oh, fucking hell.
I wonder if more of these things will come like out from this blackout of my brain as we go along. Little acts of revenge I've gotten. Who knows? We'll see.
Well, I was gonna say, while you were talking, I also wasn't listening while you were talking to me, just like you weren't listening when I was talking to you.
Yeah.
You're thinking about other things.
Yeah.
So I also did that. And I was thinking that when I think they start off with the driving thing, right? Like merging in the lanes.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely do that. I do that thing like where, oh, you didn't let me in, I'm not gonna let you in, or I'm gonna tell. It's not safe. Don't do this. It's stupid. It's really fucking stupid. But I'll tell the car in front of me to make sure that the person to the left or right of me is not able to merge because they slighted me in some way. Like, oh, that's my fucking lane. I have held grudges driving for like 50 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're doing like cross country shit and like, you get in with a pack of cars or whatever, you're all going the same way and the same speed for like hours or whatever. And sometimes I'll just have a beef with one car specifically and just trying to go around them and all that sort of shit. Probably the stupidest way to have a beef with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, in Texas, people have guns, man. They'll just shoot you if you wrong them while driving. I have a thing that I don't think is healthy with driving. Well, if I'm in the left lane on the highway, but like every lane is going the same speed because it's bringing it back to a different beef of mine. I-35 fucking sucks to drive on, and like there's no passing lane really on this fucking interstate because the traffic is so congested. Usually it doesn't matter, but sometimes I'll get like some busybody behind me like, oh, you're not going fast enough, and they'll just try to go around me, and at that point I just lay on the gas just so they can't go in front of me, and then I'll slow down again. And I know this is a bad thing to do. I should not do it. I will die one day because of it.
Because of the guns.
That and also my diet, but that's unrelated. So this movie, I guess we're calling it, came out in 1989 according to IMDb, although at the end credits it does say 1988 broadcast, so I don't know who to believe.
Yeah, and you found out, so it's starring, quote unquote, starring Linda Blair.
Yes.
You found out how the hell she got connected with this project?
Yeah, so we have to talk about Bob Logan, who wrote and directed this. So first, I'll go through his filmography. Okay, so this is what he's made: Life in the Bowling Alley. That was a shot and video thing. I assume it's a bowling documentary. He made a movie called Up Your Alley. Then he made 2 more shot and videos called How to Get Revenge and Video Psychiatrist. Then he made some legit movies: Repossessed, Meatballs Full. He made some TV stuff. He made a movie in 2004 called Yield Cell. He did another little 12 episodes of a TV show called Grandpa Reed's Quiet Time Tales. And then a few other like no-name shows in 2011 and 2012. So he hasn't made a ton of movies. He's made like 2 or 3 actual movies and a bunch of like VHS stuff. Linda Blair was in Up Your Alley and Repossessed. I have not seen either of these movies. I'm not positive what Up Your Alley is about. But Repossessed is a satire on The Exorcist. So that's like why she's in it. So it makes sense that she already knows this guy. She's doing like 2 different movies with him because Up Your Alley comes out in 89, Repossessed comes out in 90. So this is around the same time that they would have made How to Get Revenge. So I assume it was just like a, hey, Linda, why don't you make this with me too? I mean, all she's doing is sitting like in an office talking.
Oh, one of the questions I had is like, how long do you think that they had Linda Blair for? A day, 2 days
day,
max?
1 day. She's talking to
Yeah.
a fucking green screen, man. There's no way. She's not communicating with anyone.
This felt like Captives, where there was no interaction between the husband and the wife. That's exactly what was happening here.
But going on, go ahead.
Real quick, can we just say that Repossessed was starring Leslie Nielsen? And I'm a big Leslie Nielsen fan. I'm sure this was shit because not everything that Leslie Nielsen made was great, like Top Gun, or he was in Airplane. Or
you don't think Airplane was good?
No. I liked Airplane, but he's also done
Dracula,
he's done shit
Dead,
like
Dead
Dracula Dead
it.
and Loving It. Yeah, which is
I loved it as a kid, but I haven't seen it since.
I tried watching it again definitely within the last year, and it was shit. It was so bad.
I'm not surprised. I am surprised you like Leslie Nielsen though, because you will just criticizing Boomel Hummel, and that seems like that's that. How would you describe Boomel Hummel?
Think of Leslie Nielsen.
I am.
That's pretty good. Mr. Science Theater 3000. Think of Leslie Nielsen, but like not funny.
So just bad comedy.
Yeah, just bad comedy.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I like, but I also like Leslie Nielsen in his dramatic roles. Like he was in Creepshow. Was it Creepshow? Creepshow 2.
Creepshow. I forgot he was in that. Yeah, he's
great.
He was
primarily great. Like for the majority of his career was a dramatic actor. He didn't start comedy until later into his career.
I can't think of anything besides Creepshow now that he was in that wasn't a comedy. That's pretty surprising.
He was in what's that? It's a sci-fi movie. I can't think of it, like Robbie Robot or some shit like that. But yeah, if you look up his career, the majority of it, like he was in Prom Night. I can't find it right now. We can move on, but yeah, if you guys look up his career, you'll see that the majority of it, or at least the first half of it, was dramatic roles.
He's still alive.
No, he passed away a while ago. He passed away in 2010.
Oh wow. Do you think he's loving it? Well, no. Stupid.
Perfect setup.
Thank you. So besides writing and directing this movie, Bob Logan has also taught a filmmaking class how to make a low-budget feature film via his 1-day $99 film school. So he teaches this class, okay, $99, 1 day only, and supposedly it teaches you everything there is to know about making a low-budget movie. Supposedly, among the school's graduates is Steve Wozniak, the co-creator of Apple
Computers.
Yeah. Now I tried to figure out how long he's been doing this class, because like Apple was like what 78, 79. It's like Steve isn't taking this class after he co-founds Apple. So what the fuck is going on here? My other thought is you could just say he graduated. Who's looking this up?
Well,
it's such an odd name to say, though.
The Woz, Steve Wozniak.
Yeah.
But who is saying that he went to that school?
Bob Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the website for this film class, it says he graduated, and they even have like a adjustment quote from Steve Woz on the website. I forget what it says now, but I have a feeling he made this up. But it's such an oddly specific name. Like, he doesn't do movies, right?
Fuck if I know, but probably not. fucking yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Are we gonna take this class?
So hold on.
Can we get Ghoulish Books to pay for this for us to take this class?
They have like 3 options for this class. Only one's 99, and they allow you to PayPal, and then they say we will get in contact with you after the fact to schedule it. But then if you scroll to the bottom of the website, it says, please don't schedule a class right now. Bob is too busy with his film shoots. You will better off buying the 2.5 DVD instead. I guess he has a DVD as well. And I know he does because I didn't buy the DVD, but there's a preview, a trailer for his film class DVD, and it's linked on the homepage. And you're gonna fucking applaud me because when you click that link, it doesn't take you to a video. It prompts you to download a video. And this is one sketchy website. And I downloaded this video. I did it. I had to. It downloads a video, and that is exactly what it is. What is advertised? I was really surprised. I was hoping for like a snuff film, but no. It's a video of him like standing at the front of a classroom that is obviously empty, but they don't want you to know that. So the camera keeps cutting from like camera A to camera B, but never once is he looking at the camera. He's talking to an empty class. There's nobody else in this room. He's going on and on about like everything you need to know to make a film. Like he's talking so fast, like he's definitely high on cocaine. But when I only wrote down one quote, and he gets to a section in the preview about how you need a great directorial photography. And he says, if you want an upside down, out of focus shot of someone's crotch, your DP needs to know how to do that. That is the example he gives. An upside down, out of focus shot of someone's crotch.
Wait, but so did you pay for this video, or is this a preview?
It's just a preview.
Okay. I was about to say, I cannot believe you paid for it. I think we should take his class. Oh, he's not doing the class. Okay, so we have to download the video. That's pretty funny.
There's a thing on the website how he does the classes similar in California, but he says if you can guarantee 25 students, he will fly to you and do the class.
Does he? This very, very much feels like us trying to get 25 patrons.
It does. If we get 25 patrons, we will fly out to you and make a shot and video movie. No, we won't.
Are you saying Patreons? Because I think you got me saying Patreons. It's patrons.
It's patrons. I know.
Okay.
I missaid it. I hold on. Okay, yeah. He also has a blog. I went to his blog. It's onedayfilmschool.wordpress.com, and it's linked on the main website. He has one post from 2007, October 2007, and this is what the post says: I, Bobby Logan, will be offering you aspiring movie makers advice on how to make your low budget feature film, how to cut corners, what problems to expect, and how to handle them. Basically, all of the information you will require to green light yourself. Check back on this blog throughout, so and so. 2 comments on this post. One of them was made like 2 days after the post, and this woman said, "You bet I'll be checking back." The second comment was in 2009, so 2 years later, and the comment is 2 years since the last comment? ? And that's it. There's been no updates since. And I figured out the main website has not been updated since like 2005 because it was a really long like about me section on the page. And at one point it says my latest film, Yield Cell, will be coming out this summer. And I looked it up, and that movie came out in 2004.
Are we sure he's still alive?
That's what I'm leading to. I think he might be dead. I can't find any other info about this man. He might be dead.
He might be dead.
Yeah.
Wow.
So potential
R.I.P. Bob Logan.
Yeah. I think that's everything I had on him. I'm looking. Yeah, that's all I had. Full background info about Bob Logan, who might be dead.
Okay. All right. But he managed to snag Linda Blair. I know Linda Blair was like um trying to shed the vision or trying to shed her exorcist thing. And so she did a kind of like a bunch of risque movies.
Mhm.
Um
Let me ask you, how come she never became like, how come she didn't take off? Like, if you think about Jamie Lee Curtis, like they both had a similar like type of beginning, right? Although one of them is has nepotism to help with, and one of them doesn't, I guess.
well, she was also a lot younger. I think she was like 10 or 12 or something like that. I'm talking about Linda Blair,
Mhm.
whereas Jamie Lee Curtis was already like 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
So I think there's something there to that. And then I think, yeah, I don't know. I think she just, I don't think she's the best actress. Like, I like Linda Blair. I think she's cool. And she, well, there's some questionable stuff in this, but yeah, she just wasn't the best actress. Where I think Jamie Lee Curtis was just a better actress and was able to, probably luck had a lot to do with it. She had this relationship with John Carpenter, which led to other films that she was able to do with him. And she kind of was able to step it to it where like Linda Blair tried to come back to The Exorcist with The Exorcist 2: The Heretic, but that bombed.
Mhm.
Everybody hated it, and so I just think she just, and so she ended up doing like low budget horror movies where she was like obviously trying to be edgy, like Savage Streets, which is like a teenage vigilante seeks revenge on a group of violent thugs who raped her handicapped sister and killed her best friend. So yeah,
Oh
I think there's,
gosh.
yeah. So I don't think people, for better or worse, no, not for better or worse, just kind of sucked for her that people weren't ready to see the little girl in The Exorcist turn into like this teenage vigilante who seeks revenge on rapists. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish. I mean, I like her as an actress, but yeah, she didn't get as quite as famous as I'm sure she was hoping to be.
You ever read stuff about like when The Exorcist came out and like how like the fucking country reacted and like how people were like, oh no, she's really the devil and she needs to prove she isn't. I want to know like how much of that is like, did that actually happen? And if so, why was the nation so stupid? You
I
know?
mean, it's still stupid now, but the Catholic Church, a lot of people would think, oh, the Catholic Church would be against this. No, they're actually for this because it drives a lot of people
Mhm.
to the church or whatever. So a lot of times they'll be consultants at movies like this.
No,
Or
we're
not,
talking about The Exorcist, not how to
yeah,
get
yeah, The Exorcist.
revenge.
Yeah. We're talking about how to get revenge. Yeah.
The how to get revenge also might drive a lot of people to the Catholic Church to leave a bag of animal droppings on the front door, man.
That was probably the worst part of it was the term animal droppings
They say it so much.
and human droppings. That's terrible. But I'll say before we get started, my main issue with this movie is that it doesn't go far enough.
Mhm.
It's like stays in the middle that's like actual like malicious revenge, not tongue-in-cheek satirical revenge, which I think they were going for. So it's like either go really small, like small revenges that don't really do anything, like knock over somebody's mailbox. I don't know, just something very small, like when I'm with Hillary, my wife downstairs. Like if I want to be annoying, I'll just like knock over something on her desk, very small, like small revenges like that, or huge, go absolutely huge with it, and like murder their entire family because of a small slight. Like that's
Yeah,
that's that's the where the funny is. The funny isn't in the middle.
yeah, I understand. Like embrace like a Looney Tunes aspect almost. Well, it's really clear that no, we people not encouraging this because while I do think this movie is made as a comedy and they don't actually intend for this to be educational advice. It doesn't lean that direction enough, like you said. It does.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people who don't have great like judgment when it comes to like what is meant to be comedy and what isn't. And I could definitely see this movie just being like seen as a how-to. All you have to do is like look at the Letterboxd box reviews. A lot of the reviews are like, this is dangerous, no one should be recommending this, how are these people not in jail? Like, they definitely don't realize like this is just a comedy.
Right. Yeah. They do it straight face. They do it completely straight face. They never do like a wink to the camera, which again, if you had gone smaller or bigger, would have been really funny. But when you're playing it down the middle like that, it just didn't hit. It didn't hit the way they wanted it to.
To be clear, I am completely pro for how they did this. I like that it seems
You liked it. Okay.
I like that it seems a little dangerous because I'm a big fan of bad decisions. And I do think making this was a terrible decision.
Speaking of bad decisions, you recently shaved off all your facial hair.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a bad decision. You thought it was a bad decision.
Yeah, you keep bringing it up.
Okay. In the interview that we had with Gary P. Cohen, Max was hiding. He had done it that day,
Yeah.
and he was just hiding his face behind the mic like this. I thought it was funny. And we can move on now.
Body shaming will co-host.
Is beard shaming considered body shaming?
You said I was hiding my face, which is part of my body.
Okay.
I am going to get revenge on you.
Listen, you can't add me to the list. I was the third person on the list.
What is the setup of this movie? Let's begin with that.
It's Linda Blair, who is acting like almost a news anchor, but think of like an infomercial sort of thing where she's introducing these skits but pretending as if she's interviewing these, I forget the term that she uses, but like experts in revenge, that sort of thing.
Yeah. They had like a green screen up that like it's definitely like tuning into whoever's like live on the ground someplace else being interviewed by Linda. And how old do you think she was when this came out? I mean, Exorcist was like 73.
Yeah, so she was born in 59, so 30 years old.
Okay. It begins with her reading from the Bible. Well, some Holy Bible stuff in this. And she says, her favorite quote from this Bible, I don't know if you read this book or not, is vengeance is mine. Pretty good opener to this to explain what the infill.
What I thought was so weird is that she had to read that from the Bible. She couldn't remember vengeance is mine. It would be different if she quoted the verse.
Yeah.
Corinthians 4:17, whatever. But she didn't do that. She just says vengeance is mine.
I can't laugh because I had to look at my note to also remember what the quote was. I had typed it out. Watching this movie was stressful. I felt like I was transcribing an entire movie. There was so much to like take note of that I didn't want to forget about. I have like almost 5 pages of notes.
Okay, if I may, the 3 seconds I took to do a Google search, I have the quote. Romans 12:19-21, King James Version. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head.
Amen.
I think that was the full quote was a lot cooler than just saying vengeance is mine.
She didn't have access to Google, man. This is 1989.
She had the Bible in front of her. She was reading from the Bible.
Maybe she didn't have the King James version, dude. I don't know.
True.
So she promises the audience that by watching this movie, we will become an expert in the field of revenge. Now, after watching this, do you think you might be an expert in the field of revenge?
No, Not in the slightest. No.
Okay. She says the aim is to simply inform you of the options you have to make someone feel the same humiliation and mental anguish they inflicted on you. I don't know.
This was giving me a bit of porno vibes, like 80s porno vibes. You don't know nothing about that. But like, she's if on the Patreon you could see the image that in my background. She's sitting in front of the paneling, the wood paneling wall, and she sits on a desk with the skirt on, and it's like, oh, I've seen these videos before, so I had porno vibes. I'll leave it at that, Max. You're looking
Will you
uncomfortable.
just rock held waiting for something to happen?
No, but at 30 years old,
every shot on video movie we watch could be a porno.
yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, I remember well, using sounds weird, viewing my brother's porno on cassettes, like using the VCR for that. So, like, shot on video feels like porn to me.
Okay.
This has gotten very personal. We can move on.
Every episode you bring up pornography. You made Gilly Cohen deeply uncomfortable.
No.
He was pumped. He was pumped.
He was happy about that, actually.
So I kind of just like made notes of every revenge tactic they recommended, and we already talked about the road changing lanes and blocking people from middle James. So we covered that one. The next thing they mentioned was like a simple call in, fill some pizza, fill someone else's house. I mean, is that really revenge though? I mean, just don't pay. You just go out and buy this pizza. Goodbye.
Well, a lot of those is like you're fucking over the restaurant as well. Because like,
yeah,
if somebody ordered pizza pizza might be different because I'd be like, I didn't order, but I'll take it, depending on what's on it. But like something else, I'd be like, no, I didn't. I'm not pay for that. Get the fuck out of here. So the restaurant's the one who is out of that,
Yeah, so it's bad revenge. It's not great, but they do recommend an age-old classic of getting a paper bag with fresh animal droppings, lighting it aflame on a porch, knocking on the front door. Now, this is something I've never heard of doing, running around to the backyard, and as they're stomping on the poop, banging on the back door, so they come running back and tracking the animal droppings on the fine shag carpeting. I didn't know that's that second half.
They didn't show us that part in Billy Madison.
No.
Do you remember this scene in Billy Madison? That's exactly what I thought of. That was probably the more ingenious part about it. But also, who the fuck is going to run through their house? Like, I would just take my shoes off. I mean, I'm going to take off my shoes immediately once that happens. But then this old dude he stomps on the shit and it's liquidy and it's nasty. I don't know the special effects person, if they had one, what they used, but it was
they
really
use
nasty.
Shit. I think they just use fresh human droppings.
The fresher the better, right? But then the old dude, like, quote unquote, running through the house, like, just starts salsa dancing on his carpet, just like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's ridiculous. It's like those infomercials in like the 2000s where they're trying to sell you something and then they show you the fucked up thing that the thing they're trying to sell you is going to save, and it's like room in your cabinet and you're just like dropping all these things, like juggling them, that sort of shit. It's like, it makes no sense.
Like when
over exaggeration.
Like when they try to use a inferior knife, and it's like, I can't cut it. I don't know how to hold a knife suddenly. So I have done this as a kid. I forgot. We've done the leave a bag of poo and light it up.
Really?
You know what happens? They don't step on it because everyone knows that. Who steps on flames?
Well then, but if they don't step on it, doesn't it just burn and then you got the smelling of poop? Does poop burn?
I don't know, man. We just left.
Okay.
We did it once. I recall the biggest pain in the ass was finding dog poop.
Yeah.
It took a while.
So. And having to pick it up would be kind of nasty. I guess you got the bag there.
Yeah. Plus, as a kid, you just touch poop sometimes.
Kids are nasty.
Yeah. At this point, she kind of walks us through the cast of who to expect, because what we have here is a series of revenge experts giving us tips. And so we have private investigator Milk Lewis, who is a master in automobile retribution. Great name, I think. Great title, great expertise. We have investigator Kyle Platypus, which may or may not be his name. I prefer to call him PI Platypus.
Yeah.
We have a presently active police detective known as JM. We have an officer PL who is another presently active police officer. And I don't think actually comes into the video. She introduces him, but I don't think we see him. Do we?
Who?
Officer PL, some French cop. I don't think
Officer PF.
PF.
Yeah.
I might have confused JM with PF then. I might have merged them.
No, there was a detective JM and then there was a officer PF. Officer PF was the guy who has his face
okay.
horribly like pixelated, and he's the only other cast member other than Linda Blair. He's the only person listed as a cast. Gregory Itzen is his name, and he was in I think Star Trek and some other stuff like that. But yeah, so it's only Linda Blair and him listed in the credits.
And the final one that we have to get to is maybe my favorite. Do you want to introduce him?
Quinn Vickers,
private investigator Quinn Vickers, who specializes in getting even with friends and lovers. Now, this man looks like he lives on a boat.
This man looks like a disgruntled Santa, or like Orson Welles. He looks like Orson Welles, like in his later years.
Yeah, I loved him immediately. He
was drunk the whole time.
He was fucking wasted. He's definitely somehow related to Tom Atkins. That's undeniable. He has does he have like a raincoat on, maybe, with only one of the collars sticking out and the other one's like tucked in, as if that's a look somehow.
Yeah, and the reason why I know he was drunk is at one point he's talking about a real estate scam and he says real estate scam.
His desk is a fucking mess. I paused it and tried to make out what was on it, but it's shot on video, so it's never clear enough. I know there's like several crushed cans of actual pepper just laying on the desk.
I kind of love this guy. I love him. I love him now.
Yeah. He was great. And just as we'll get into, he's fucking crazy. We should mention that anyone that he's getting revenge on for someone else is called a punk. So those are the people you get revenge on, punks, according to Quinn Vickers, which is a pretty great thing to call somebody. You ever call somebody a punk?
All the time. Well, he says punks or like marks as well.
Yeah, that's what everybody uses, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Punk is pretty good.
I like punk.
Yeah.
So we do get the real estate scam to begin it, because he's with somebody. Well, maybe he's just talking about a client he had whose best friend came to him and talked this guy out of $10,000 on a real estate. How did he say it?
Real estate scam.
Yeah. So Quinn, he says, the secret with revenge is patience. And that's how I know I will never be good at revenge. I have no patience, Miguel.
Well, you keep a list, and
you keep a list.
That is true. I keep a list. Yes, I'm the keeper of the list. But I've been with you when situations have arisen, when somebody who has slighted you, who is on the list, needs you for whatever reason. You're like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. They did this. So you do wait until your opportunity. You don't go looking for your opportunities, but when they come your way, you're like, fuck no.
So it's interesting what this guy suggests to do as revenge, because you and I, we were meant to do this episode like at the top of the building today, but then you realize it was tax day, and then your life went into chaos. And
Yes.
little did you know that we would be watching a movie with many ILS revenge scams.
Well, he calls them the Bureau of Internal Revenue, which I've never heard the IRS um, addressed like that. So I don't know if this dude was drunk or if it used to be called the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
We already established he's drunk.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yes, I have spent the majority of the morning and early afternoon dealing with taxes, and that sucked.
Which is another good reason to say support us on Patreon at patreon.com/decayed tapes. Miguel,
We are 23 patrons away from going weekly.
now we're at 25.
25.
We went from 300 to 25.
Yeah.
So he suggests making a fraudulent death certificate with the guy's name to screw him over with the ILS. Appointments with this punk with several professionals. So he wants you to go, the punk you want to get revenge on. Make appointments with like dentists and doctors and so on, because when he doesn't show up, he's going to get the thing in the mail how he has to pay for not showing up.
Yeah, and also you just like they'll just stop taking your appointments from
Yeah.
that. They'll be like, no, you canceled too many times or whatever.
But
And he ends up saying like an eye for an eye.
little Bible quote.
Another Bible quote, yeah.
Yeah. Now, could you get a death certificate for somebody? I feel like there's way too many steps to go through. I don't know.
I think what he mentioned, this might have been another document because he talks about doing a lot of illegal forging of documents, but one of them says he got a blank death certificate, or he took a copy from another death certificate and just whited them out and made a copy of that and then made that death certificate for the person.
If we have not made it clear by now, every bit of advice on this movie will land you in jail.
Yeah, pretty much.
He also so this is still the same guy. This is still Quinn, the drunk sea captain. He suggests like if you want to destroy someone's marriage, what you do is you just stake out the house. You watch what days and times he leaves his home and comes back. Then what you got to do is you go and you buy an inexpensive woman's shoe from a local shop. I like how he supports like local businesses. Go to a local shop, buy an inexpensive woman's shoe.
Yes, but sorry, they don't sell just one shoe.
Yeah, I know this. So you will get stuck with a second shoe, but that's the price of revenge.
Yeah.
You don't want to have two shoes for this. So one of them you might have to keep or throw away. You take that shoe, you wrap it in a small box, then you go to a local hotel, you take some of the like the notepads at the hotel, you type a note saying the following: deal so and so, when the two of you will heal on the evening of yada yada, you forgot this shoe. Here you go. What a fucking deceiving just evil tactic to do on somebody.
Well, I just thought it was like such an escalation because we're like, we do what, the missing appointments first, and then immediately like, well, let's destroy this person's life by setting them up for being a cheater. I was like, oh, okay. It escalated very quickly, and then I thought, that friend, the person that hired Quinn, was probably like, Quinn, please, I asked you to stop months ago, and he just keeps going after this guy. He's like, no, it's personal now. I'm going to take him down for you. It's like, no, please stop this.
That's hilarious. He just does not stop until everybody is dead.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a movie like that where I've seen that, but I can't I forget right now.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. If you think of what it is, let me know.
Okay.
Now we go to Detective JM, who has lots of tips on getting revenge by the post office. So, do you want to get into this?
Yeah. So Detective JM, he looks a lot like couldn't remember the dude's name, but Larry David's friend from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Lewis Black.
No, the other guy, tall dude. Um,
Oh yeah, he has a long name. And I
yeah,
think he died recently too.
yes.
I can't think of what it is though, but he
I want
did.
to say it's like, well, yeah, it's like Boomhauer, but it's not Boomhauer.
Yeah, he does look like him.
Yeah, but anyway, um, so what I wrote is like change the person's address through the postal. So first of all, if people don't know, fucking with anybody's mail or sending shit through the mail they shouldn't do or any of that, that's all federal offenses. It's
Yeah.
like the post office has their own police force. I don't know if people know this, and it's highly illegal. You will get busted. Do not do mail shit, you know?
What do you mean they have their own police force?
Yeah,
Just
postal
post
inspectors.
cops.
Postal inspectors that have the full authority to arrest people. They carry guns. Like they're all,
Why? In what
yes.
instance do you need a gun for a mail-related crime?
You know, if they're harassing people, if they're sending, or like for example, after September 11th, people were sending anthrax in the mail and all that
Yeah.
sort of shit. It's like obviously in that case, like the FBI would get involved as well and all that. But yeah, they have their own police force. In fact, there was like a TV show on postal inspectors, like kind of like a Law and Order sort of thing. It was
Yeah.
a procedural, and they had their own TV show.
That does not sound one bit exciting, Miguel. So some of the,
Well, like
the
people
tip,
send drugs. Sorry, but I was gonna say like people send drugs in the mail as well and other shit.
yeah.
So yeah,
I've always wanted someone to send me like just like a slice of pizza in the mail. Just something really gross, like gravy or poutine, you know?
do you understand that this is going out and you just told people how to send things to you earlier in this episode?
I sure did, Miguel.
Okay, go ahead.
So they suggest like buying expensive items in magazine catalogs and then having them mailed to the victim's address. Although I'm pretty positive you would have to send a check before any of that would happen, right?
Well, there's like COD stuff, cash on delivery. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah, like when they obviously phased that out a long time ago, but in a lot of these infomercials, you would hear at the end COD, which meant that you'd give that money to the post office worker, the postman, mailman. Jesus Christ, you'd give your money to the mailman, and that's how you would get your stuff. But
Oh.
then you'd see like the only reason I knew about it is because on all those infomercials it would be no COD. So they started saying we're not doing that anymore. So that's the only reason I knew about
Because
COD
of this
stuff.
movie.
Yeah, because of other infomercials. Yeah.
Imagine doing that. Like you do like a fake you go to this catalog and you buy something for someone, and a week later a fucking post office cop just blows you away. Suicide by post office cop.
I love it. Oh, a cab as well. Even if you're postal workers.
Yeah,
Post,
definitely, man.
yeah.
Quick little job if you're a mailman.
Fucking pig.
At one point, Detective JM is like, "Do you want to know how to disrupt an entire family? Considered pornographic and communist mailing lists. Send your wife a pretty box of chocolate laxatives with a note about how much he loves her." Which is like, come on.
Like all this sounds like a party. Like porn, the communism, chocolate, like,
Laxatives, though, man.
oh yeah,
You
well, it
could
was
die,
sex.
man, if you don't do that correctly.
If you,
Oh,
this sounds like you're
I'm thinking not so much laxatives, but I'm thinking of like in movies, you see a lot like when someone wants to fuck with somebody, they will lace someone's drink with like an eye drop, you know?
eyedropper. Yeah,
You can
yeah.
fucking destroy
Kill
someone.
somebody.
Yeah, like if
Really?
it really fucks with you.
Whoa, I had no idea.
Movies, I mean, we say this movie is dangerous. Every comedy released in the 80s
And 90s.
is fucking highly dangerous.
And it seems so innocuous too, like just some eye drop, yeah.
Yeah.
But then the next stuff is kind of problematic. He starts saying, sending. He uses the word. I don't know if it's the correct word, but basically to address gay dudes, like send gay magazines and bisexual magazines. Send his pick in for like a gay lover sort of thing. It's like, and then after you do that, send it to his boss and his wife. It's like you're trying to ruin somebody's life based on the fact that they might be gay, and it's like really very 80s and 90s way of thinking about gay people.
Yeah. It's the section of the movie I deeply regretted. Like, come on.
Well, I was just thinking like this dude is absolutely obsessed with sex stuff. All his stuff
He
is
is.
like sex stuff, swinger stuff, like um yeah, it's just weird. Like it's the people who are the loudest that are the ones you need to worry about the most.
Yeah. Yeah. So homosexual and bisexual magazines. Place an ad for gay level magazines. Do you have a bone to pick with your neighbor, perhaps? Do an afternoon brunch invite. Send invitations to everybody you know. So I guess they all show up to this guy's house, like, "Hey, Bill's brunch," and the guy's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Revenge.
Again, that is more putting out the hundred of people you invited and not so much him, because he at one point you just put a note on the door and you leave for the day,
Yeah.
right? Like
Well, it's no brunch. Well, maybe you just decide, fuck it, let's have brunch, I guess.
oh wow, you sent a bunch of my friends over to my house. Wow,
I
that
was
sucks.
lonely.
Please come over to my house.
How can you ruin someone's marriage? Evidently, you send a request to a fake swingles club so it gets returned to the household. And then your wife sees it and goes, "What? You want to swing? I'm going to divorce you now."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I also have down here human droppings. He
Yeah.
said you can send anything to the mail, even human droppings.
Yeah.
Like,
He goes through all of this and then I guess concludes if all that fails, you can just send human droppings in the mail, little fruit, little fish.
yeah. It's deeply unsettling to hear the term human droppings. Just say poop
Yeah.
or excrements, not
Yeah.
human droppings.
I don't like droppings.
At the end of this segment, he asks, Detective Jam asks, like, "Oh, how am I getting paid for this?" And Linda Blair, she does. She's like, "Oh, the check's in the mail," and then does the fakest laugh. Ha
Actor.
ha ha ha! This is where that acting started to bite her in the butt.
Yeah. She it was not funny.
No,
But they will trying so desperately. Like you see what happens when they do try to be funny. This is why they had to do it just completely stone faced.
yeah, yeah, failed.
Um, Now we go back to the drunk sea captain Quinn Vickles, who has an anecdote of some dweeb badly eating noodles, just it, completely failing to eat noodles with chopsticks. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, his name is Harold Jerriman, and this was when I realized, okay, this is like they're attempting satire. Like in the past, I just wasn't 100% sure. Like, okay, because he's doing the absolute worst job of eating noodles, or it might have even been rice. I was kind of confused there as well. Um, that I have ever seen. Like somebody who doesn't know what to do with their arms and has never seen chopsticks before in their life.
You mentioned the old infomercials of like you've seen on TV ads. This was like an ad seen on
Oh,
TV ad for chopsticks. Like, yeah, don't you hate chopsticks when you can't even hold them in your hands? That's
yeah.
what
Well,
he was doing.
now you can buy this spoon.
Do you
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like.
imagine inventing spoons? What a life that would be. Um, okay, so he's badly eating noodles, and then this cool guy and his chick walk into this restaurant, and it's like a typical 1980s like bullying move, right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, punk, get out of my seat. This is my seat. I want a good view of my sweet ride outside.
He was given very much like Johnny Bravo
Yeah,
vibes with the girl on his arms.
yeah.
and he ends up telling the guy to move. He ends up telling Harold Jerriman, the nerd, with his bowl cut and his shirt all the way tied up, buttoned up, tells him to move. He wants to take his seat. Harold isn't moving. He's like, no, I'm staying here. And so the jerk jock, dumps his food into his lap.
And am I correct? Doesn't this dweeb, which is what I'm just going to call him, tell Quinn Vickles that something like that happens all the time? Is he trying to tell us he is constantly getting his food dumped on his lap?
I mean, I'm not for bullying, but if I saw this dude, I would like if I was just walking by him in a restaurant, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, just stop trying with the chopsticks.
Yeah,
Get a
just
filk.
try it home, try it out at home, and then show us later. Really impress us with your chopstick tools later.
Do you use chopsticks?
Yes, I do. I'm not the best with it, but I've been getting better. Yeah.
I do too. Well, I haven't had a reason to. I haven't had like Chinese or Thai food in a long time, but I don't mind. I like using chopsticks. I don't know. I don't know why though. I think I feel like fancy.
You feel cultured.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't add anything beyond that. I mean, I'm getting less food per bite.
Yes, but I find sometimes like when you're at a restaurant, or whatever, you'll get like a metallic taste from the silverware or whatever. And so you don't get that with the chopstick, I find.
Yeah, that's a good point as well.
Well, I was just gonna say, welcome back to reviewing chopsticks. You reviewing utensils.
how to get a utensil.
Yeah.
What is the revenge that is recommended on these cool people who bully?
Well, first of all, we find out Harold is a psychopath. He's a complete psychopath. The way he's describing what he does, he essentially finds a toy gun, throws it in this jerk's car, and then he takes like a map of like banks that were recently
convenience shops, like gas stations
that were recently robbed, and like circles them all, makes it look really, really suspicious, throws that in there, and then calls the cops on his bully and tells him, hey, I'm just a concerned citizen. And then the cops come and arrest the dude.
I am so surprised that did not lead to them saying that the cops blew this man away on the streets. Like this was like a case of a SWAT surrounding your house and just fucking filling your body with bullets, man.
Well, that's swatting somebody like as we know it today. I think that this would have showed up.
Yeah, he basically swatted them.
Yeah, he swats them. Yeah, exactly.
But before that, he was going to a payphone across the street. He called 15 restaurants and did like takeout delivery food. So every 15 minutes this guy would get food delivered to him. What a great prank.
Yeah.
And then he swatted them and he probably died. After that, we go to PF, Officer PF, who, as you said, is his face is like digitized, so you can't see who it is. And this is someone semi-famous or at least known.
Yeah, I mean they have other IMDb credits. Officer PF. They say like basically have a girlfriend or a woman who's your friend call the person that you're trying to fuck with, and call the dude a bunch, especially when the wife is there. Like, hey, is John there? Oh, never mind, just hang up. And then the best one is like to call in the middle of the night and then just to hang up a bunch.
Yeah, that's a classic one I've seen done in movies before. I know I have. Yeah. Did you do exactly. Did you do many prank phone calls as a kid?
Oh, man, I used to call this bar called Moe's. I feel like I did, but I don't remember any. I don't wasn't very much of a prankster.
I definitely did with a friend. So age difference. When I was a kid, we had the internet, and they had these websites with like celebrity sound bits, like sound builds. Like you have like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like you have a series of quotes from him that you could click on, and you get like him saying the quote, like "It's not a tumor" and stuff like that. And but you could have, if you did it right and planned it, you could have whole conversations using these celebrities. So we would do that a lot. Just call random people in the yellow pages and just try to have conversations using these stupid celebrity sound bits.
How long, on average, do you think those calls lasted?
Less than a minute.
Okay, yeah. I wanted to say real quick that the guy who plays Officer PF, his name is Gregory Itzin, and he was kind of a big deal. Like he in 24, I never saw it, but he played President Charles Logan for 44 episodes on 24,
Wow.
and he was in a bunch of other movies. So yeah, he was kind of a big deal actor.
That was my dad's favorite show when that was on. Every fucking week we had to chill on Fox and watch 24. And then I think The Simpsons came on after that. Maybe.
So you're saying is you weren't a fan of 24?
No, I mean, no, it wasn't the type of topics I was interested in as a child.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. But that Officer PF, recommends something that supposedly can be seen done in millions of movies and TV shows. And I've never seen anyone do this before. He takes a handkerchief and presses it against the phone to disguise his voice. I've never seen anyone do that. Have you?
Oh yeah, I've seen it done tons of time.
Oh,
Most
wow.
recently, in Black.
The Blackening?
No,
I haven't
no.
seen that.
It's been a long day and I cannot remember the fucking name of this movie, but it was a Mario Bava movie. I'll look it up later, but essentially, this woman is fuck it. This woman is trying to change her voice. It's a big plot point of it, and she just puts the handkerchief over the receiver to change her voice.
I am just surprised that that is enough. That does something. I wouldn't have thought it would.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it actually does anything. I just know I've seen it done in movies.
Yeah. Okay. So the phone gags weren't really that interesting, and we can skip over a bunch of them because I don't know. It was a lot of the same thing, I think.
Fake job application,
Yeah.
yeah, husband cheating, stuff like that. But the one thing that I thought was funny was like he has to tell people to never leave your actual phone number
Yeah.
for somebody to call you back. And I'm like, I said it a couple of times throughout this thing, is like that needs to be said. But I guess for people who are taking advice on how to get revenge from a video, you kind of need to be very clear about it.
Yeah.
But he does go off and say like his top five
Phone gags.
phone gags. You want to go through that
Go
real
feel it.
quick?
Yeah.
One was like send a salesman for demonstrations. Two, start or cancel services like water or lights, that sort of thing. Three, food delivery. Four, call and make or cancel reservations. And then five, call for charitable donations. So yeah, it's kind of like the same. Same
Yeah.
thing.
I feel like they could have gotten real savage with the phone gags. I don't know. It seemed like a waste of time.
Yeah.
We go back to everyone's favorite drunk sea captain, Quinn Fields, which is a great name, by the way. What an awesome name.
It's a pretty good name, yeah.
Yeah, he is joined now with this young lady who has a fascinating story to tell. So she is someone who was going to nursing school, right? And she met some guy at a pep rally, only to and they began dating, only for her to discover later on that he was quote head cheese on the football team. What is head cheese? What does that mean?
When she said it, she looked at the camera like we'd know. But I think because later in the story we find out that the woman that she's going to be doing revenge against is the head cheerleader. So maybe the dude is the head quarterback. I don't know. Real quick, if I just want to say that it was a plot point in Black Sabbath, Mario Bava's Black Sabbath, the thing with putting the thing over the phone. So
I haven't seen Black Sabbath. Recommend?
definitely recommend. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's 2 versions of it. Watch the original Mario Bava version, not the American version.
You got that shit on Blu-ray?
I don't know,
That's
but it's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
Tubi. Yeah.
I love Tubi. You know, I
Yeah.
realize it's like we're just basically advertising Fox at this point.
Yeah.
Tubi's the greatest streaming service around, man. They have the best selection.
They have so much good shit
I don't get it.
for free. All you gotta do is sit through some commercials. Go do.
All you gotta do is watch advertisements paid to Fox.
Yeah. All right. Can I have something?
I have it too. I'm not letting go of it. It's great. Yeah. That's how we're going to watch most of the movies for this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to explain what happens with this fucking head cheese guy?
So the woman, the actress, I wish she would have had some billing because she was actually really interesting. This actress, he did a really good job of being scary, being terrifying.
Yeah.
But essentially, I think Belinda was her name. She goes for an examination, and she's like, yeah, I happened to get a pelvic examination while I was there. So they threw that in for free or something like that. But essentially, she goes to the doctor's office to get letterhead.
I was confused about something, and I wrote it down because she's trying to she mentions the free clinic thing after she finds out that the football guy is cheating on her with a cheerleader. So she tells us this. Then she goes, she went and set up an appointment at the local free clinic, and this is what she says, quote, "Not only did I get a free pelvic, I also got a free examination." And then everybody in the room laughed. What is she implying? Did she fuck the doctor?
No idea. No idea what that means. I didn't take it like that. I thought she just got a pelvic examination. But
not only I rewound it. Not only did I get a free pelvic, I also got a free examination.
No idea.
Yeah.
But essentially, she steals the letterhead. She goes back and she writes a letter from that place saying that Victoria, the woman who cheated, who her boyfriend cheated on her with, Victoria, has syphilis.
Yeah.
And then so essentially she becomes a pariah, social pariah. Nobody on any of the football. They also sent it to they eventually or essentially implied that she was a quote unquote slut. Like they slut shamed her, right? They sent it to all the sports, everybody who's on the sports, all the cheerleaders, all that sort of shit. So she ended up having to move. And then when she was at a new college, the people there started getting letters as well.
Yeah. And then she says, and then no more Victoria. Did she commit suicide?
Exactly what I said. Wait, what does that mean? No more Victoria. Did she kill herself?
I think so, man. It's insane.
Absolutely insane. Yeah, but the actress, I thought, did such a great job with this.
Was it not in the end credits? I didn't even look.
No, I checked it. They only had crew on there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I did
Funkhauser. Marty Funkhauser.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You always see this happening like in real life and in movies. Like, oh, someone cheats on me. I better get revenge on the person I'm not dating. Why is that always the go-to? Why not get revenge on like the dude who was cheating on you?
Yeah, she said that she was very adamant that she did not want anything to happen to oh boy, I don't remember his name.
Head cheese.
She didn't want anything to happen to Mr. Cheese. So she ended up going after the woman, which not very feminist of you.
Yeah. It's kind of surprising you signed on to do this, Linda.
Yeah, you don't know her. It's Belinda. Her full name is Belinda.
I was talking about Linda Blair.
I see. All right. Well, Linda's full name is Belinda as well.
I find like the name Belinda is just like a fake name, you know? It doesn't seem like a real person's name.
Belinda Carlisle. That's for somebody, right? That's like a singer.
I don't know, dude. You have dementia tonight.
Go on.
We go on to Private Detective Milk Lewis, who is a vehicle revenge specialist. Now, what are some of the revenge tactics he demonstrates with vehicles?
First of all, Belinda Carlisle's song "Heaven Is a Place on Earth," which is a great song. She sung that, so get it right. P.I.
You
Mark
got
Lewis.
it wrong.
He does car revenge, and
Yeah.
like basically throwing shit in the gas tank, baking flour, sugar, epoxy. The one thing he did say was putting a locking gas cap on there, which I thought was genius and hilarious.
That was fucking demented, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even know those existed. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my dad had one when gas was going so high as over $2. He put a gas cap on it because people were siphoning gas. And the thing about it is it works perfectly good, really well, if the person who owns the car is the one who puts a gas cap on there. But if you just put it on some random person's car and then take the key,
Yeah.
stroke of genius, I think.
But also
But
dangerous as fuck to just advise on this video.
I don't know if this one is illegal. I think this one was more mischievous.
I don't know, man. You might get shot
Yeah.
for doing this.
Listen, try it out. All I'm saying is, guys, try it out and let us know how it happens. Let us know how it works.
Yeah, please, people recommending you do everything in this movie.
Yeah, see, I don't have very much for you to take from me, but Max has a whole publishing empire. So
Yeah.
take it. Take it all. He also recommends spray painting the headlights black.
Yeah.
Then I don't know which, no, Beverly Hills Cop came out first, but he actually
I
does
was
the
gonna
banana
bring
in the
this up.
tailpipe.
Yeah. Yeah, he says potato, but yeah, same thing. I've always wanted to do that. Potato banana, you know?
Yeah.
Same
I've never wanted to do, and I never knew if it worked or not. I didn't understand how it would work, but obviously the exhaust has nowhere to go, and so it just like floods the engine or something. I don't know.
I don't know anything about cars, man. Do you?
Yeah. I know very little, but I do know some.
My dad never taught me anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He knows how to do all that shit too. He just didn't teach me anything.
he wanted you to make sure that you were going to keep him around to change tires and stuff. He also says to put cooking oil in windshield wipers.
Yeah.
And baking flour in the cooling system, sand and oil, stuff like that.
Papier
That's gonna
mache in a cooling system. What is papier mache made out of? I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's like newspaper, flour, and glue and water.
Okay.
Yeah. You never did that in school, like made a project, like a science fair project or something? No. That's how kids would bake. That's how they would make the volcanoes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. No, I never did that.
And it's pronounced papier mache.
Papier?
Papier.
Papier?
It's French.
I have a quote written down by this guy, which I thought was great. So, till the end of all these recommendations of what to do the automobiles, he says, you don't have to be a mechanic to do these things. You just have to be a little mad. Which is pretty good. Pretty good quote.
I think it works both ways, both definitions.
I think so too. Yeah.
Next, we visit our old friend Quinn Vickers again, and this one pissed me off. He's like, if the person that you're, oh yeah, go ahead.
Before we get into the next thing with him, I wrote down some little items I had saw on his desk. So there's also bags of cookies and an eaten apple, like a completely eaten apple, and just like the remaining like thing in the middle.
The core?
Yeah, it's just on the desk. Okay, go on.
Yeah. This has to be, I mean, this Quinn Vickers isn't a real person. So this is set design and set dressing. So they were going for something here. I don't know what they were going for, but it was definitely something. But yeah, he says, if the person you're trying to fuck with is a member of the minority, then basically call ICE on them and have them deported or getting in trouble, even if they're not, even if you don't suspect that they are, undocumented, just that they're in the minority. This was fucked up. This was like, wow.
Yeah.
So the next one is like he does like a fake garage sale, basically have people come post in newspapers that they're having a garage sale, people show up for it. Then the next one, he talks about, he shows a happy client or whatever, and then it's this video of this guy saying that his boss fired him for no fucking reason or whatever. I'm like, no, dude, you look like somebody who should be fired.
Yeah, that's the same thing my brother has said like throughout his entire life. Like there's a reason. You just don't believe it's real. You have deluded yourself into thinking you have been wronged. So what is the revenge tactic here? What is the really not problematic revenge tactic?
The first thing he does is take out a what's it called in the newspaper when you die?
An obit.
An obituary, yeah. Puts an obituary in the paper for that person. And then another thing is,
but wait, before you move on, he does that, then sends it to the boss with a note that says someone's watching you.
So that's a death threat.
That is a fucking death threat.
Yeah. And don't really get a lot of revenge out of that. I mean, that's just a threat. The next thing he does is he says to put the person's information into like a gay newspaper or a gay newsletter or something like that. And like basically male seeking male sort of thing, or female seeking male sort of thing. And apparently that's supposed to be so crazy.
It's gonna ruin your marriage and all of your friends. It's gonna cost you all this money for changing your phone number and trying to reach out to your friends to let them know what's going on. But like, is the assumption that all of your friends are reading this magazine? How do they know about it?
Oh yeah, did he say then send that magazine
to
the friends? No. So then the only people who are gonna see it are the people who picking up that magazine.
And they would be okay with that probably.
Yeah. And then another one of his clients, this is the weirdest fucking one, had a problem with a friend who owed them money or something like that. And so the friend owned a very popular vending machine. And like, so that lady stuffs cotton swabs up the change return.
Oh yeah. This is after that section. Now Linda Blair is going through a mailbag. So these are videos sent in by fans of how to get revenge, I guess.
Yeah, we wouldn't know what that felt like. We haven't had people send in letters yet, but hopefully you, person listening, will send us some letters.
We will basically asking for people to send us emails of how they've gotten revenge, just like in this movie. Email us at decayedpod@gmail.com, and maybe we won't tell the cops.
Yeah, that's a mid email address, but we got to do with what we got to work with what we got to work with.
So I interrupted you. So yes, talk about this vending machine.
Yeah. So next, it's a very popular vending machine. She puts cotton swabs up the change return. And she comes back in a couple days and removes that and then takes the cash. So that's just like theft. That's larceny.
I don't think that would work. I think if my change didn't come out, I would put my fingers in to see what's going on.
Exactly. Same. Like, but see that you're a bit different because you just put your fingers in things.
What would you do, you little dick?
Yeah. I mean,
what would you put in it?
It wouldn't fit. I mean, it wouldn't reach is what I'm trying to say. I would obviously put my finger in there to get it out. Next, we are, that's the end of that one. And then we are perhaps introduced for the first time, or maybe the second time, I don't remember.
No. Well, not with that guy yet. We get one little mailbag.
Okay.
From someone from Tempe, Arizona, who they say to call somebody from a payphone. And when they answer the phone, just leave the phone hanging and you will tie up the phone throughout the whole day. And I maybe it's just because I haven't used many payphones in my life, but supposedly, I guess it used to be that way. Well, like if the other person didn't hang up, you had to like contact the phone company to get it disconnected. Is that true?
I don't fucking know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
But also, like, I thought payphones, like, you paid for like a small amount of time, then you had to keep paying. So how does this
Yeah,
make
that's
any
true.
fucking sense? I don't know
No
enough about
fucking idea.
payphones.
No idea. No idea. But I just like I didn't write this one down because it's just like I mean it's just a I
I
don't know. This one wasn't very interesting.
I wrote it down just due to the questions it raised about
Yeah.
payphones. But yes, go on. We'll introduce finally to the best guy in this movie.
Well, you please tell me the name.
Kyle Platypus, who is the smoothest talking, slick sociopath that is just like, I don't want him to leave the podcast. I want him to stay with us.
Yeah. This is the clip that I saw on TikTok. And like I just took at this point in the video is only like 45 minutes long. We've been talking about it for 2 fucking hours, but it's like 45 minutes long.
It's almost
And
midnight.
yeah, it's almost midnight. So I just started like writing down some of the things. Basically he's like fuck up somebody's lawn with weed killer. He's like you can write out any sorts of messages and they'll have to answer to the neighbors in a couple weeks. It's like and then
The
I have
way
to
he
wait a couple weeks, and then it'll be gone in a couple weeks.
the way he talks about this, he has such a thrill in his eyes. Like he's truly excited about this. And he talks almost like he's like it's the 1920s and he's trying to like advertise a great like event coming at tonight's freak show or something. Like, then you're gonna put a pancake battle in his mailbox, then you're gonna do motor oil and jello and pudding and anything you want. It's just
He was hamming it up. He was the most entertaining, I think.
yeah.
And I think because he was going for it, he wasn't doing straight faced, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like if the other ones had done this as well, I think it could have worked a bit more. But
Well, he
yeah,
showed up. He showed up not drunk is the thing.
yeah. So he does the fuck up the lawn thing. He the glue in the keyhole thing.
Evil.
Evil, but the one that was just like psychopathic, like to the next level, was he's like, hey, come here real quick. You see that? You see that mail slot? It's kind of cool, right? It kind of goes right to the house. Hey, you see that? See that water hose right there? You see that? You can put that hose into the mail slot and flood their fucking house. Insane, absolutely insane.
I love
And
it.
I was thinking, yo, like you could do the same thing with a car exhaust.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty crazy. I don't know.
There's many ways to get revenge that we'll discover, Miguel.
Yeah. Go ahead if you were.
He also like suggests like leaving messages on the front door, like to potential people that you might have employed, like drain the swimming pool, take out the hedges, stop making nice with my wife. I'm on to you.
Yeah. And then they go into the backyard and they show the swimming pool, and the guy's like, put a gallon of cooking oil in the pool. That's gonna fuck up their filter and shit like that.
Did you write down what he said would happen to them when they got out?
They would be like all shiny or something. I know I didn't write it down.
Then you could watch the beautiful glowing slime all over their bodies when they climb out. Creepiest fucking thing he could have said. I love
Bob Logan wrote this, right? Yeah.
Then you could go to the AC unit and put salmon eggs in it.
Yeah.
Crazy. But then he does what I love. He breaks into the house.
They did not have permission to shoot in this house. They legit broke into that
They
house.
broke into this house and killed the family. They just didn't film that part.
Yeah. What glue in the thermostat? So set it all the way to hot, to the highest temperature, like in the middle of summer, and then put glue there so they can't put it down.
Yeah.
They're like, they'll finally get that sauna they wanted.
The kitchen. They go to the kitchen.
Please.
He says the kitchen is a limitless source of retribution. And then he does the most fucking mediocre like pranking. He wants to switch the labels on canned goods. There's like a child's idea of a prank.
Well, he's like, imagine opening up what you thought was like a can of string beans, and it's a can of dog food.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't
like,
you just hate that if you were trying to have a can of beans, but then it was dog food instead? Wouldn't that be just nuts?
well, he also says, like, imagine opening up like a can of corn or something like that, and it's menudo. It's like, what's wrong with menudo? It's just
I don't know
menudo's
what
just
that is.
it's just a soup like
Yeah.
thing for like Puerto Rican food and shit like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, it's like very othering is what it sounds like. But
Gotcha.
and then he goes, put dirty laundry in the fridge. And I thought at this point that this guy seems like he's been faking being a quote unquote revenge expert, and then they hired him to do this movie,
Yeah.
and so now he has to, like, he's found himself in this predicament where he's like, yeah, oh, put dirty clothes in the fridge, that's really gonna get him. Oh yeah, it's
So many
ridiculous.
clothes in this fridge. He just
And
keeps yanking them out.
shoes.
Shoes. 2 shoes, even, not just
Yeah.
one. It's really funny. I love that bit a lot. And then he's like, this he goes, here's something my old man taught me. He opens the dishwasher, jams all the good dishes inside, then stuffs a packet of dye in. That's something his dad taught him.
Well,
I
he's also
believe it.
very judgmental of people who own the dishwashers. He's like,
Is he?
yeah, he's like, and if this fruitcake or something like that has a, um, and if they have like a dishwasher in their house, and these fruitcakes typically do, then you can do this. So something like that. Fruitcake wasn't the actual term, but very judgmental about it.
I'm also judgmental about those who have operational dishwashers because mine's been broken for a couple of years now, and it sucks.
Same. Yes, mine has been broken for a while, and I'm trying to save up for a dishwasher, and it is not working. So hit up that page. Hit up that
Please.
Patreon.
I uh,
Um,
I I forgot how much it sucks just washing like fucking forks and spoons, man. That makes me think of how much well off I am just using chopsticks, honestly. It's like $500 to fix my dishwasher.
yeah, and
Not gonna do that.
well, you can get a dishwasher for that. I mean, it's not gonna be the best dishwasher, but you can get a dishwasher for that price.
Yeah.
We've just reverted to using plastic plates and cups and stuff like that.
Oh, you just don't wash. It's just like,
No, well, that's the thing. That still piles up because there's some shit you just can't use. Oh man. Moving on.
There's
Let's move
a
on.
there's a landfill behind your house of just plastic plates.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
That's
The
fine.
world's gonna die anyway.
That's you getting revenge on God.
That's right. That's right.
So he says trashing your enemies can be a lot of fun. And I think is that how he ends out? Is that how he ends this?
Probably, yeah. At this point, I wrote down favorite gags.
Yeah, me too. And is this Linda going through
Yeah,
the
Linda's
favorite?
going through it.
Okay, go ahead. Walk
Oh
me
no,
through.
no. They set it up where each person goes to their favorite gags. So the first one we see is Detective JM. Um, and basically, like, there's a couple that's getting divorced, or the husband goes away with a younger woman, and he writes back and says, "You could sell my Corvette. Um, we'll split it half and half, and then just send me the other money." And so she does that, but ends up only selling the car for $5 and sends the other $5 to the ex-husband or whatever. And then here's the kicker. She dates and marries the guy that she sold the car to. And so she got the car for $5.
Pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal. Yeah.
Pretty good deal.
Next one is Officer PF. Basically, like, call somebody's house and keep asking for somebody. He uses Peter as an example. Call hundreds of times throughout the day, and then here's the kicker: call in the middle of the night as Peter and ask if you had any calls.
Yeah. So we get creative ones like that. And then we get to the next one, which is just dump cement in a vehicle with the top down.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll also just take someone's mail, and like especially any overdue bills, so they get evicted. Well, did you take note of this real estate one? It was kind of baffling to me.
I wrote down. Oh, so this guy, the Papinfus or Papyrus or Platypus. He's like, oh, I had a friend who got evicted. What am I lying? It was me. I got evicted. And then he says, wait until the person's out of town or something like that, and then sell their house. That's it. So
Yeah.
just meet with the real estate agents, say, hey, I'm very interested in selling this immediately. So sell it for half price or whatever. And then take the down payment and leave. And that's it.
I just don't think that would really.
I don't think it would work either. Yeah.
But I mean, I know it's odd to like criticize if these would be effective or not, but most of the stuff they suggest in this movie would be effective. It might be, active, it might be illegal, but there's still logic to it in a crazy way. But like something like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that would work either. But then that's the kind of the end. And Linda Blair says, basically, thanks for listening, thanks for watching. And she hopes that you'll never have to use any of these methods. And you have written down what happens next?
I do. She gets a phone call and it's someone saying, like, oh, Linda, do you live at this house? Your house is on fire. Come home quickly.
And then
she leaves.
She leaves, but we hear laughing on the other end because she did not hang up the receiver.
She did not. And it was definitely like a crypt keeper laugh, I thought.
Oh, they wish. That was just a that's it. That's all.
And that's how they get revenge.
That's how to get revenge.
Is it? No. It's how to get revenge.
Fuck. I said it wrong. But yeah, so before we finish though, I did want to say that I looked up a WikiHow article.
Oh yeah.
On how to get revenge. And I kind of wanted to go through a little bit of this, but there's a lot of parts to this. So I don't know if we're going to go through them all, but maybe we will. So let me just start first. I'm not going to read them all, but
read them all.
Part 1. Well, revenge is never petty. No, revenge is never pretty, but then again, it isn't supposed to be. You get revenge on anyone passively by ignoring them or pretending you aren't bothered. And this is usually the best option since it's also the one most likely to help you move on from the experience. So part 1, getting revenge passively. Ignore the person, get on with your life. A completely different message than this movie.
I don't like it as much.
Block the person on social media. 4, don't help the person when they need it. This one's good. And it's a picture of 2 women in the office setting with short skirts and one's bending down to pick up papers. Really weird. But it says, this works particularly well in work environments or any situation in which you're constantly criticized for your honest attempts at help or at doing your job. Let them work out for themselves what it's like to fix things without you. They'll get the message. So if you're working on a group project in school and everyone's making fun of your efforts, pull back and work on your own. If one of your siblings, roommates, or your partner criticize some of your efforts around the house, stop doing the laundry or the dishes altogether and let them know they're more than welcome to take the job on themselves.
I think my wife has done this.
Yeah. Part 2, taking action. Consider taking legal action. Show the other person up. So if they've opened you up to harm, don't hold back speaking your mind around them. Beat them, which means prove to them that they're wrong. If the person undermined you, be the real deal all times.
It actually suggests beating somebody,
but beating them at their own game, or being always right, sort of thing.
I see. I misunderstood.
Yeah. 4 is undermine their efforts. It's like they give you a couple of good ones and then there's always like a negative one. Undermine their efforts. Create a situation where the person who hurts you looks or appears clumsy, disorganized, or uncoordinated. Without letting your target know you wish to inflict damage, remain as quiet as possible and subtle as possible. Observe your prey until you can target a distinct weakness or pattern.
You'll prey. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Use it to your advantage. It could be anything: a job, a joke, a seat, a car, a notebook, a room, a door, and even the people around them. When the time is right, spring into action. Part 5 is kill them with kindness. Okay. Part 3, getting dirty.
Oh.
Make the decision to sink to their level. Remember that getting sucked in a tit for tat with someone will ultimately be more consuming than moving on and forgetting the matter. But playing their game to get dirty, and you risk potential revenge tactics in return. But still, they said you've been warned. 2, send anonymous letters, phone calls, or texts. I just saw something about this on TikTok. A woman, this teenage girl and her boyfriend had been harassed for like 2 or 3 years from somebody who kept changing their. Did you see this?
You showed it to me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sent. So they were receiving like hate emails and texts or whatever. It got referred to the police, and it took a couple years to find the person, but they found out that it was actually the teenager's mom, the girl's mom, who's wow. Somebody didn't see the full video that I sent them.
No, this is a different thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it was the girl's mom who was doing this, and when she was confronted by the police, she admitted immediately that yes, it was her. She was or not gaslighting, just her online harassing her daughter.
You sent me something else. Well, this guy was dating a woman, and then like I can't remember the details.
Oh, I remember about it. Yeah. That was something different where essentially this man who's gotten divorced, and so he's back on the dating scene, and he is not trying to get serious with anybody. So he's dating 2 women, and these 2 women kind of cross paths. And that same night, the one woman texts the boyfriend, is like, I want to be serious with you right now. Let's move in together. And he's like, absolutely not. And then that woman proceeds to send him and the other girl thousands upon like 10,000 text messages threatening and all that sort of stuff. And come to find out that in the end, like that lady, like she even like burned her house down and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, this crazy woman is doing it. Come to find out, it was that original woman, that original lady killed that one girl and like set her up to get closer to the guy. It was absolutely insane. That was the text that I sent you. Yeah. All right, let me finish this one real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Leave them a disgusting gift. So like a rat in a box.
Human droppings.
Human droppings. Embarrass them publicly. Order offensive materials and have them sent to the person at a compromising time. Order the latest dirty video or VHS box set. Freak them out. Send them something nice like flowers, but from someone creepy or disreputable. And then the last thing says, learn the line between harassment and pranks. Play it cool if you're going to prank someone as revenge. Harassment involves unwanted epithets, insults, and other methods of intimidation and is illegal. Don't take it too far. So that's WikiHow's article on how to get revenge on anyone.
Excellent. We should try to find more WikiHows, like with the theme of the episodes, because some of those are insane.
Let's just do a podcast on WikiHow articles.
Weekly?
But bi-weekly, meaning twice a week.
I see.
One thing I wanted to say before we end is that I saw this. We both saw this on YouTube. The channel that we saw it on was Occult Demon Cassettes, and that's how you can find them. And they got a lot of really, really cool, funny, interesting videos on there. The one that's pinned right now is called Carman, and it's Witch's Invitation, and it's a segment from something called like Stopping Satan or Satanism or whatever, and it's essentially like a 7-minute rap, quote unquote rap, set to kind of it was a pretty fun, dope beat actually, but it's like a Tales from the Crypt episode where this Satan worshiper is trying to have a back and forth conversation with this man of God thing. Really interesting. The whole channel is cool as fuck. So you should check it out. Occult Demon Cassette.
Yeah, I think there's a few future Decayed Tapes episodes coming straight from that channel. They have some pretty cool uploads I was checking out. Yeah, that was how to get revenge. What do you want to rate it?
Fucking hell. It's not a movie. It's not a short. It's like a segment of skits. Like, I don't know.
I don't know how to rate it. I didn't love it, but I also kind of loved talking about it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody.
I would recommend it to like 5 people that I know.
5
That's
very specific people.
yeah. I don't want any.
Um,
I don't think this should be a publicly known video.
so yeah, I don't know if I want to. I mean, I'll rate it if you'd like to, but I don't think we need to rate it.
Nah, I don't think so. I also
Yeah.
can't think of anything else I would recommend if you like this.
I had an idea of something, but
It's also
um,
midnight and we're both exhausted.
yeah. Let's just call it there.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything you want to promote?
I don't, but if you'd like to follow me, I'm on Instagram at my horror confessional. I'm at Twitter at mhcpod. My email for the yeah, let's just leave it at that actually. And then Max, do you have anything to promote?
Yeah, I have a book that should already be out by now called The Last Haunt. It's a book about revenge, honestly. I didn't think about that until right
Yeah.
now. It's a book about there's a small town in Texas, an extreme haunted house attraction. Something goes wrong, a woman dies. 1 year later, the attraction reopens and the brother of the woman who dies decides to get revenge. I didn't even think about this until I began talking. This is if you like revenge, go check out The Last Haunt by me, Max Booth. You can get a signed copy at ghoulish.lip. And support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/Decayed Tapes. Email us at decayedpod@gmail.com. I think that's about it, right?
Yes,
Anything
sir.
else? We don't have any Decayed Tape socials. I don't think we're going to. It's too many social medias to keep track of.
Definitely. I think the email is enough.
Yeah, the podcast is all social media. Get to know us through the podcast only and Patreon, which we have video versions of every episode. Usually, I mean, it might come a time when we don't do video, but right now we've done video for every episode, and those are on Patreon only. Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Live spooky, die spooky.